You know what? Eminem once said in a song that I'll probably never get the props that I feel I ever deserve, but I'll never be served. My spot is forever reserved. If I ever leave the earth, that would be the death of me first. He said that in a song, I believe it was called Till I Collapse. That song, it comes to mind on today. How you guys doing on today? Welcome back to another episode of I'm doing all right. So today, real quickly, I wanted to speak a little bit about and show you all some clips because Crooked I, he had spoke maybe a couple days ago on the whole situation of Eminem, and he spoke on some things that he have been seeing. I mentioned it in a few videos past that it seemed like within the past few years that there has been this uprise against, not just Eminem, but against several people. Cancel culture have really started to leave its fingerprint on this earth of our society. I mean, cancel culture have now seemed to be its own party. We have the Republicans, the Democrat Party, the Libertarian Party, the birthday party. We now have the cancel culture party, and the Black Lives Movement seem to be its own party in general. When I say party, these things are more like movements instead of just angles. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I want to talk about what Crooked I had stated, with regards to Eminem and some of the things that he had been seeing in hip-hop. So actually, let me just play the first clip where Crooked I, he's just talking about something really weird that he's been noticing. Play the clip.
You know what I mean? People have been, like a couple years ago, a wave started. A wave that I never really saw before, inside of the culture. Now, outside of the culture, I've seen people not like this particular artist because of his content, because of, controversial things he was saying in his music, So I know outside of the culture, a lot of people had a problem with this particular artist. But inside the culture, a lot of people respected this artist because the skill level was immaculate. Little, people making little comments that was kind of weird when it came to talking about Marshall. You know what I'm saying? It started to seem as if somebody had an agenda to try to push him out the culture. And I noticed this like in 2018, you know what I mean?
Okay, so he said that. Now, this next clip I want to play is because Crooked, he brings up the point that he talks about a lot of rappers and he talks about a lot of people because he's a hip-hop head. But as soon as he talks about Marshall, I'll let him explain.
Like in 2018, you know what I mean? 2019, you feel me? But it was just like a small movement. And then it started growing. You know what I mean? It started growing. And to me, it's just odd. As a guardian of hip hop, I talk about everything. You know what I mean? First of all, let's get that straight. When it comes to rap music, I talk about everything under the whole spectrum of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like many artists, we discuss it. The connoisseurs, y'all know. We discuss all types of projects, all types of rappers, all types, you know what I mean? But when I start talking about Marshall, people get bothered by that, you know what I mean? But I'm not here to care about how people feel.
Now, would hip-hop actually be impacted or affected if Eminem was not a part of it? If Eminem never did this hip hop thing, where would hip hop be? Would he have had any effect on it at all? That was the next question that Crooked I, he decided to tackle in this little, I can say, rant. I'll let him talk about it.
A question asking if we erased or got rid of Marshall Mathers, Eminem's entire discography right now, would hip hop be affected? If you just totally deleted his existence from hip hop, would hip hop skip a beat? Would it be affected? What would happen? Now, of course, his fans were like, hell yeah, it would be affected. You feel me? And some people were saying no. You know, a lot of people said no. And that's what kind of made me sit down and do this video right here. You know what I mean? Because I was surprised that the certain people who were saying hip hop would not be affected. You know what I mean? Now, these people aren't experts. Like I said, they just verified accounts with big platforms, but that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? That's where you start normalizing shit. You know what I mean? People with big platforms start saying certain shit and it becomes something normal to say. You know what I mean? People who aren't really qualified to answer that question. Now, we get online and we answer a bunch of shit we not qualified to answer. You know what I mean? I'll engage in a conversation if somebody hit me and ask me my opinion. And I might not be an expert on the topic, but I still might just give my opinion. You feel me? So,
hey, I like this part. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he has a point. But you know, it's this next part. I like what Crooked said in this next part because I like to give honor and credit where credit's due, and sometimes, especially amongst the stans and the Eminem fans, at times we tend to almost negate just who Dr. Dre was and just his own accomplishments by himself to the point that it's almost disrespectful. Because Crooked, you know, Eminem and especially stans, they would tell you, oh, Dr. Dre was nothing. Actually, Eminem made Dr. Dre. And that is a very disrespectful statement because in reality, Dr. Dre, he was already one of the most successful black music producers of our time. He had really, you know, grind and made a way for him. Now, not to say that, you know, he was dying for another hit to bring someone on and it was essential for him, but to say that Eminem made, but no, Eminem played a massive role in Dr. Dre further success. But I'm gonna let the Crooked. Let's see what Crooked says.
We could say, you know, Dr. Dre, who of course was already Dr. Dre. Let's not get it twisted. He was already one of the greatest rap producers of all times before he even met Marshall or was doing anything with Marshall. And M knows that. The whole world knows that. But it was beneficial for him to sign Eminem, a phenomenal writer, and to stamp Eminem. It was beneficial for the good doctor too. You feel me? Because you don't want to go and just sign somebody who's not going to have an impact and not going to eventually be a legend in the game. You feel me? So it was beneficial for Doc to do that. And we don't know what that chapter of Dr. Dre's life or career, I should say, looks like if he does.
So there's that. One thing that the stance would tell you is that Eminem was the first global artist. So Crooked Eye, he didn't hit on that, and he let people know, hey, you know, Eminem, he wasn't the first global artist, but for one thing, he did bring a lot of people inside of hip-hop that would have never experienced it or never even turned a head to it. So Eminem, if anything, had that impact. He helped grow the brand, so to speak, and that's always a great thing. So would hip-hop be as broad, you know, and reaching as many people and different races as it would if it hadn't been for Eminem? Well, me personally, I believe the answer to that question is Yes. I know, it sounds weird, but I believe, with the way our world works, everything and anything is possible and it happens. It just takes time. Now, would it have happened as quick as it did? No. Eminem helped elevate it and help bring hip hop to a level of notoriety fast and quick, with a certain group of people. He expanded it. So yeah, if anything, without him, without Eminem, we probably wouldn't have got to that point. But hip hop was already trending. Hip hop was already trending to be great, to be something different that everyone is gonna want to be a part of. Every music genre, and every type of people. I mean, it's universal now. It's so commercial now. It's like a circle full of circus clowns in the circuit now. Let me let Crooked talk about it.
You take Eminem away, we don't know what that chapter looks like. We don't know what the 50 Cent situation looks like. We don't know what, he expanded rap music. He wasn't the first global artist by no means. I see a lot of stands saying that, and that's incorrect. You know what I mean? He was not the first global rap artist. There's plenty of rap artists who penetrated other countries outside of the US. You know what I mean? Before and after him. But he did help expand the reach of rap music. He just did. He brought more fans to the table. And you got to give him his respect for bringing those fans to the table. He brought more fans to the table. More people got interested in hip hop because of Eminem, his fan base. A lot of them never even listened to rap music before they discovered Eminem's music. And that's what got them open to going listening and checking out other artists. Facts. All right?
And then finally, I just like how he worded this. He said that if you get rid of Eminem out of hip hop, you are getting rid of a master class in lyricism.
My perspective, if you delete Eminem's entire discography, you are erasing a master class on lyricism and how to write. You're erasing it. The next generation of writers, hip hop writers, all right, lyricists. Not somebody that's looking for a cool melody that they could sell a catchy fucking rap with. I'm saying the lyricists. If we gonna get down.
So what do you all think? This was the Crooked Eye interview. I like to know what you all think. How do you all think the impact? Now, do you all agree kind of what I was saying in regards to Eminem? Hip hop was already trending, and it's just something that takes over time. It eventually would get there, but with Eminem's impact, it quickly elevated to a success that it probably wouldn't have got to as quick as it did. Now, some people may say, no, they would never reach those people like Eminem did if it wasn't. And I have to disagree. We're in 2020. We have hundreds and hundreds of years of life on this earth, and to think that a music would not reach eventually is just being the naive fan, I think. So, but yeah, that's just my opinion. I'd definitely like to know what you all think. Thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the very next video. Hey, guys, KIP, keep it positive. I promise. It's gonna be alright. Alright?